Hi Pisces, this will be your video for June, the first half of June, and what I'm going to do is take a look at both work and love separately in general readings, okay, so we get a little glimpse of both, and this will be for the first half of June, okay? So we'll get started with work first. For Pisces, that will be watching this video, please. Your nice information. Pisces will be watching this video. Pisces, work only, June 15th, Pisces. There we go. Sorry, I mumble to myself a lot, but when it's time to talk, I'll make sure I speak clearly. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so for some of you looking for work, this is a pretty good sign that towards later half of the month that you, like with more like around the 14th, 15th, something like that. And it could be sooner, but probably more around then, maybe even a little bit after, but definitely something will be coming in, and it would be something that you like, which is really good. And a good balance of money, not like great, not bad, just about right, so that's good. Inwardly, like right now, some of you may be thinking about moving on, moving in general, like just moving locations, but which would probably mean you would have to get like a new job. That could be going on, but there may be like a little bit, actually no, because that's your card. I've got the moon card here, which is you guys. I feel like you kind of want to move forward, in something, you want to, you're working towards something, you just want to make it bigger than what it is, and then that, who doesn't, what I see here is a fairly non-eventful, work reading. So, and I don't mean that in a disappointing way. It's just that honestly, it's like sometimes not everything exciting happens, oh, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Sorry, I had an update flash on my screen. It's just that, it's probably just going to be a normal couple weeks is probably what's going on. Except, like I said, if you are looking for work, I do see that coming through, and it would be something that you will enjoy, so I do see that. But for the most of you, I think it's just going to be just normal work as usual, and, maybe taking a break. You might even get like a little extra day off in there somewhere, possibly some vacation time, that could be too. Just make sure if you're working hard, you take a break. That all looks good. Nothing super eventful coming through. If you are looking for work, again, as I said, somebody is trying to make a decision probably about you around the first part, of June, and they are really kind of studying the information, not too thoroughly. So for some of you who are, hoping to get by with something maybe from the past, I think you'd be okay, that it's like it's not like a thorough background check, it just looks like sort of, scoping you out a little bit, and they're trying to decide, maybe it's between you and someone else or something like that, but overall, like I said, I see you as the victor, and definitely having an offer extended to you. Okay, so let me just see if there's any. Actually, let me throw one card on that. See what's going on for that. Security. All right, that's good. And what is force? Yeah, I do. I think some of you are thinking about moving along, you know, and maybe trying to find something else because it seems like like they're working you too hard, and you're not really seeing like a good return, you know, from it. Um, could not maybe to just not getting the um, respect, you know, and recognition, you know, for your hard work that you think, you know, that you probably most likely do deserve. You know, I do see that. You know, I think that that may be weighing on you, and you're thinking about moving on. And I think you're just going to think about it, you know, because I think you're disappointed. You're disappointed in that you've put a lot of work into something and you're just not getting the accolades, the recognition, or even the, you know, the pay, you know, that you should be getting. You're getting okay pay, but it's not like what you should be for what you are doing. All right. So I think some of you may be contemplating that, and that will be interesting to see the next reading, like the second half of June, how that plays out, because I do think that, some of you, again, for this general reading, will be actually moving on, okay? And I think that could be a good thing in the long run. Pardon me one second. Actually, do I have water? Hold on. I keep forgetting on these hot days to set water next to me when I'm doing these readings because I talk so much. Sorry. Coffee, espresso, cold espresso, and chocolate always does it. Okay, so basically that's what I see. So nothing eventful, like I said, for those couple weeks. I don't see you actually leaving any jobs. You know, some of you may be getting word about getting a job. That could be, but nothing like for those of you who are in the workplace now. I just see you kind of doing your thing, but maybe thinking about moving on. All right, so nothing super eventful there yet. I have a feeling the second half of June will be a little bit more revealing there. Let's see if there's any work advice for you guys for the next, for the beginning of June. Beginning of June, work advice for Pisces, please. For the first 2 weeks, highest or clearest advice for Pisces regarding work. Okay. Release is the card that came out. So, and that's kind of like the death card in tarot. So, I do think that you are going to be transforming and leaving this behind. You're going to see that it's not really, giving you what, the fulfillment that you need from it, whether that be, rather it be financial or just inner recognition. Okay. So the release card, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, and time to move on is what the card says. Okay, so, all right, that's your advice on the work sector. Okay, let's look at love. Let's see what's going on with Pisces and love. Okay, love. Pisces. Pisces and love. Highest and clearest information for Pisces that will be watching this video, please, regarding love only in the first part of June. Here, June for Pisces. Pisces, love in June. Highest and clearest information for Pisces watching this video. Okay, one more shuffle. Ooh. All right, interesting. So these two fell out before I put down my spread, but I set them aside to take a look at them anyway. I'm not sure if this is going to play out with the whole reading, so this just might be like a specific thing, but it could be. I do feel, there may be some sadness, something going on here, some sort of betrayal possibly, as far as, trying to reconcile with someone from the past. Okay, so it could be kind of the same old stuff, if you know what I'm saying. You do, however, have the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is a wish card. So that is pretty good. So cards underneath, but the wish card is strong. So that kind of always tells me that it's like, if you want something, you might be able to manipulate it, for your, to fulfill your desire, but it may not necessarily be the best thing for your highest good, if that, makes sense. So we'll just kind of leave those aside. So, but right now I do kind of go along with these a little bit because I see you guys stressed out. You have the Nine of Swords, very common in love reading. So, anxiety, sleepless nights, worried about things. It's a common card for everybody because we all have those modes. But in this particular case, you are very stressed out about the whole thing. Like you see this picture. This could be a marriage. Or this could be your hopes that you had hoped that this could turn into, much more than it is right now. And you're very stressed out. Like, is it going that way or not? And, you want this person, you want kind of the whole thing with them, or you already have the whole thing with them, but there's some sort of anxiety or something going on that is effing, with that, if you will. So with that anxiety and that worry and all of those things about that, going on inwardly is manifesting outwardly. Yeah, I do believe this is a soulmate situation from someone that you have been dealing with. This is like a long-standing kind of back and forth type thing. Or, it could be a marriage, too, from like when you were young. Like maybe you got married young. That could be as well. But I think what's coming, what's actually happening here. Well, I don't want to say that for sure. I don't want to be ruled by these. So hold on. Let me set those aside. Could be dealing with a Leo as well, but I don't think so. I think that's you. All right, I think that this is somebody that you want to move forward with. This may not be, okay, I'm going to backtrack a little bit because this is a general reading, and whatever I said before also, but then in addition to that, this also may be a single person who wants that whole picture so badly. They want to, have this, but and they see it, they're trying to manifest it, and, it weighs on them, because it's something that they want in their life, okay? And they might aggressively, or you might aggressively kind of seek that out in June, okay? I think that you may be tired of sort of being the chill single person, that's at all of the events and things like that, and you might want to kind of kick it up a notch, and see what's out there and see what you can find. Let me see what's coming towards you in love. Towards Pisces in love. If you're not single and it was the other scenario, we'll go back to that too, but I just kind of jump back and forth a little bit sometimes with, because I have to, whatever comes to me at the time, I just got to say it, so. Okay, let's see. What is coming towards Pisces in love, please? Who or what? Now who is coming towards Pisces in love only in June, beginning of June only. Coming towards Pisces. Give me their, for Pisces. Coming towards Pisces in love. Okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to backtrack again to the original storyline. So with the reconciliation and so forth, possible back and forth with someone, or possible marriage, like I said, from someone, that you have known for a very long time. Maybe you got married young, something like that. And unfortunately, this person also feels very stressed out and very kind of trapped by nostalgia of the situation, but, not, it's like they're fond of you for those reasons, and they have love for you for, you know, those reasons, but still they feel trapped by the situation, and I feel like they kind of want out. You know, if they don't want completely out, like out, okay, then what they want is they want to feel young again. They want that back, the way it used to be in the beginning. Okay, the fun times, the flirty times. They want that, you know. And I'm not saying give that to them, because I don't necessarily. I'm not a fan of, you know. I'm a fan of moving forward, you know, and growing, you know, individually, you know, not holding on to old days or the way things used to be, and, you know, those types of deals. So, you know, but I think this person is. This is like a nostalgic person who remembers, like, you know, glory days of high school, you know, type of deal, you know, that sort of thing. And they just want to have fun. This even also may ring of like a middle-age crisis, you know, if you will. So if it were like, you know, not to be too stereotypical, but just to give you an example, if it's like a guy we're talking about, it's like he goes and gets the sports car and, you know, or the motorcycle, you know what I'm saying, you know, or woman, you know, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, either way, that's the way this person's like mindset is, really. So, and as far as you have the way more mature cards here. But I think some of these things are making you angry. You know, they're like making you like more than annoyed. Okay? So it's not just like the typical annoyances that we put up with in relationships that go on for a long time. It's not like that. It's like it's a little more than annoyed, you know. That's what I kind of see. A little aggressive, you know, making you a little aggressive, making you a little controlling, actually, over this situation. Maybe you need to be, maybe you need to be, maybe you don't. I do see with strength here that you should maybe tame it down a little bit, you know, that could be. But either way, you know, it's just like, you know, just not a super exciting time in your guys' relationship. If you're single, then, but I do feel too, I'm going to say this, I'm sorry, going back to there. I do feel there still will be this reconciliation, okay? But it's just so full of pain and betrayal and back and forths, you know? And I see love here, I do, but I don't see love. If that makes sense. You know, I see like love for the sake of love here. So if that helps you in any way, on both sides. Okay. So if you're single, then I think that, you know, there may be somebody that comes around to you that maybe you did know before. Maybe they're freed up now and they're coming back around, or maybe it's just somebody, you know, from, you know, it's probably somebody you already know or somebody you knew from the past, okay? And I think that they want to come out of the cold, you know, with you. Like maybe they kind of burned bridges or something before, something like that, and extend an offer to you. It's just a flirty offer. They're like testing the waters, testing it, seeing how you'll react. You know, they like you. You know, it's more like fun, innocent stuff. Like they think you're cute. You know, it's almost like high school-y kind of, you know, kind of deal where it's like, ooh, you know, should I ask so-and-so to go out with me? You know, it's like that kind of feeling that they have right now towards you, okay? And they want to kind of rekindle that again. All right, they're thinking about that and, you know, flirting and testing the waters, okay? So that could be. In which case, it would be the same message. Just, you know, be careful because it may just be for nostalgic reasons, you know, or convenience because they knew you before. And that doesn't mean like they're using you or that they just see you as convenient. I mean, they like you, that's, you know, but it just might be convenient because you're easy to approach because they've already approached you before, you know, that type of thing. Just be careful of that. Let me see if there's any romance angel advice here. Romance angel advice for couples, please. Pisces that will be watching this video. Romance angel advice for Pisces for the first part of June. Okay, romance is in the cards, okay, for couples. I asked advice card for couples, and I have if you believe at the bottom, okay? So there can be romance here. What I see here is not, okay? I see two people kind of hoping and wishing for something, you know, but just being so full of anxiety and other things that it's like they're just not connecting. So maybe that's the message. Connect romantically. Okay, that could be. All right, let's see what advice for singles, please, for Pisces. Singles, please. It looked like one card that fell out, but it was like three, like all meshed together. So, okay, singles, Pisces, first half of June. Advice, romantic advice, please, for Pisces. Singles, Pisces. Okay. Ooh, it is a no. Okay. So, although I do have in the near future, there is a yes and an opportunity and perfect timing. Okay. So whatever this like little offer is, you know, I'm not that excited about it anyway. Like I said, it's just probably somebody you've already like dated anyway. There was probably a reason why that didn't work out in the first place. Now they're kind of maybe coming around again or flirting with you. No. Okay. In the near future, though, there is going to be a yes with somebody and an opportunity and perfect timing. And actually, this says within the next few weeks also at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So that could mean, let's see, I would say this reading is from June to June 15th. So if we pulled the card in the next few weeks, that would be, you know, towards the end of June, you know, that sort of deal. So going into July, beginning of July. All right, for singles. Okay. All right, so right now I'm going to pull your last two advice cards, and this is for anything. It's not work, not money. It's for anything. So if you guys have something you would like some encouragement on, some encouraging advice on, why don't you think of that now while I pull two cards? These are not yes or no cards, so think of your, you know, question in terms of like encouraging words that might help you. Think of that, and I'm going to pull two cards for Pisces. And if you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'll just pull two cards, and they will be your advice, encouragement over the first part of June. Okay, so I have taking shelter. The answers are within. Okay, so this card is about meditating. It's about just going inside, maybe even going somewhere where you can kind of, you know, like what I used to do if I really need time to myself, and of course I had a little bit more money back then. I don't have that luxury now, but I would even actually go and like rent a nice hotel room just for like a day, you know. And when I lived in California, I lived in Los Angeles, and I would go rent a hotel room in Ventura, which was like a 45-minute drive, and just spend the night there and just have my time, you know. So that's kind of what this is, taking shelter. The answers are within, although I'm a huge fan of meditation, so that's really what this is about. But if you're not meditating, then a good idea would be to go somewhere where you can be alone, think about things. The other one is transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. Okay, so this is like the phoenix rising from the ashes, guys. So if things have been like kind of crap, you know, lately, this is about, you know, transforming that and rising above and, you know, having more beautiful things come to you. Okay, a fresh new way of living emerges. So, all right, that's your advice cards for Pisces, and I will see you next time for your second half of June readings. And all of my information is at the bottom of the video. And thank you, guys. See you soon. All right, bye.